Imagine a single, unassuming 5-gallon bucket placed quietly behind an old woodshed. Inside it sits nothing more than half-full rainwater, a few handfuls of grass clippings, and one simple heaping spoonful of an inexpensive powder, available at any hardware store for about $17. Yet right now, every female mosquito within 100 yards is zeroing in on this bucket like a magnet, desperately seeking the perfect spot to lay her eggs. And every single one of those eggs will be dead within 24 hours, completely harmless to honeybees, save for the butterflies visiting flower gardens. No danger to family dogs, backyard chickens, songbirds at feeders, or children running barefoot through the grass at dusk. This approach targets only one thing: mosquitoes. This documentary reveals a proven, low-cost method used for generations on traditional farms. No electric bug zappers, no monthly chemical spray trucks, no pest control contracts. Instead, a smart, targeted system that solves the problem at its source while protecting pollinators and the environment. By the end of this presentation, viewers will know exactly how to eliminate mosquitoes from their own property this weekend for less than the cost of a single professional treatment. The honeybees and beneficial insects will thrive as a result. Let's begin with one of the most common misunderstandings. Mosquitoes do not arrive mysteriously on the wind. They do not drift in from distant woods or neighboring ponds. Every mosquito biting in a backyard was born right there in that same yard, in standing water. And it takes remarkably little water. A bottle cap full trapped in the crease of an old tarp is sufficient. A clogged gutter holding half a cup of rainwater for 4 days works. Even the saucer beneath a potted plant can become a nursery. A female mosquito lays between 1 and 300 eggs in less water than can be held in a cupped hand. That is the entire secret. Allowing standing water to remain on a property for more than 4 days creates an active mosquito hatchery. Eliminate the water or treat it so eggs cannot survive, and the problem is solved at its origin. This source-focused approach has been practiced for generations. Traditionally, property owners walked their land every Saturday morning in summer with an empty coffee can, tipping out every saucer, tarp pocket, forgotten bucket, and wheelbarrow that collected rainwater. This inspection was known as walking the line. In low spots, troughs, or rain barrels where draining was impossible, another method was applied. Many modern approaches wait until mosquitoes have hatched and are swarming before acting. The traditional way stops them in the water stage before wings develop. It requires about 1 hour per month. The conventional chemical route often means recurring bills in yards filled with synthetic fog. Here is the recommended weekend setup. Only 3 items are needed: a dark-colored 5-gallon bucket in orange, red, brown, or black, never white, a few handfuls of grass clippings or dead leaves, and 1 container of mosquito bits found in the lawn and garden section of hardware stores, often near pond supplies, costing around $17. Position the bucket out of the way, behind a shed, under a hedge, or behind a barn, anywhere except near dining areas or gathering spots. The goal is to attract mosquitoes away from living spaces. Fill the bucket halfway with water. Rainwater is ideal, though tap water works well. Add a handful of grass clippings, dead leaves, and perhaps a twig or two. The goal is a slightly murky, natural appearance. The dark color matters because female mosquitoes seek dark, shaded, still pools reminiscent of ancient breeding sites. A bright white bucket in sunlight does not appeal. A dark one in shade looks perfect. The grass clippings decompose slowly, releasing compounds like those in natural wetlands. This creates the scent that signals an ideal nursery. The setup creates a convincing counterfeit breeding site, the most attractive location on the property from a mosquito's perspective. The critical step turns this trap into a graveyard. Sprinkle 1 heaping spoonful of mosquito bits across the water surface. Do not stir. Do not overmeasure. 1 spoonful floating on top is enough. This introduces Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis, known as BTI, a naturally occurring soil bacterium discovered in a desert pond in 1977. It is a living organism, not a broad-spectrum chemical. Its power is remarkable specificity. Mosquito larvae, the tiny wiggling forms that hatch and live in water for about a week, consume BTI particles, which create a fatal hole in their digestive system. Death occurs within 24 hours. BTI also affects black fly and fungus gnat larvae, but nothing else. It spares honeybees, butterflies, dragonflies, fish, frogs, songbirds, and pets. The toxin activates only in the unique alkaline gut chemistry of mosquito larvae. Other creatures, including humans, have entirely different systems. The water could theoretically be consumed with no effect, though drinking it is not advised. Scientific evidence is well established. Germany has used BTI in public programs since 1981. Pennsylvania and Maryland deploy it, including aerial applications over marshes. It remains one of the safest targeted mosquito control tools available for 4 decades. Why do many lawn companies avoid it? Economics. BTI is inexpensive and available over the counter. Once known, recurring professional services become unnecessary. One $17 container lasts an average family all summer. Monthly chemical contracts often cost $60 or more per visit. The business incentive is clear. 1 spoonful in the half-full bucket eliminates every egg laid there for 2 to 4 weeks. When BTI breaks down, add another spoonful. This is the simple maintenance maintenance cycle. One bucket alone will not protect a half-acre lot. Place at least 3 buckets on different sides of the house, always away from seating, dining, and play areas. The strategy draws mosquitoes away from human zones. For properties with visible flower beds, use the bucket lid creatively. Attach 4 short wooden dowels as legs to create a slight roof. This blocks excess rain from diluting the treatment while allowing mosquito access. The modification costs little and takes minutes. For ditches, pasture low spots, or old stock tanks, use mosquito dunks, small brown donut-shaped products tossed directly into water. Each covers about 100 square feet and lasts 30 days. Apply them monthly from May through September in rain barrels and similar features. Gutters deserve special attention. Debris like leaves and pine needles trap small amounts of water, creating major breeding sites. Sprinkle mosquito bits directly into gutters every few weeks during season. This addresses what is often the largest hidden mosquito source, overlooked by homeowners but recognized by the insects. The free step that cannot be purchased is weekly property inspection. Once a week in summer, preferably mornings, walk the yard with an empty container, empty saucers under plants, flip wheelbarrows, check dog dishes, inspect tarps, drain pools, clean bird baths, clear downspouts, and remove old tires. Among the worst breeding inventions, known as source reduction, this practice forms half the solution. Dozens of treated buckets cannot match the effectiveness of eliminating small hidden water collections. It takes 5 minutes weekly. Mosquitoes begin in water, end them there. After inspections, bucket placement, and gutter treatments, eggs and larvae are controlled. However, adult mosquitoes already present still seek blood meals. They require separate management using safe methods. Concentrated essential oils, cedarwood, rosemary, clove, garlic, lemongrass, and peppermint provide the solution. These are genuine plant extracts used as repellents for thousands of years, not synthetic fragrances. Hose-end sprayers exist but disperse too finely and empty quickly. A pump-up garden sprayer, costing about $40, offers better control and lasts years. Fill 3/4 with water, add 4 to 8 ounces of essential oil mixture per 4-gallon tank, and shake until cloudy. Spray strategically. Avoid open air where oils evaporate uselessly. Target undersides of leaves on bushes, hedges, tall flowers, porch eaves, wooden lattice, and backs of wood piles. Mosquitoes rest in cool, shaded spots during daylight. Treating these areas impacts the adult population efficiently. Spray patio furniture, deck undersides, and porch lattice. Avoid blooming flowers to prevent temporary deterrence of pollinators. A full property treatment takes about 45 minutes and lasts 2 to 3 weeks depending on rain. Reapply after heavy storms. Ongoing cost remains minimal, under 1 hour monthly and a few dollars in oils. Additional traditional practices enhance results. Tall purple martin houses mounted 15 feet high on poles in open areas, at least 60 feet from trees or buildings, attract beneficial birds. While martins primarily consume larger daytime insects like beetles and moths, rather than night-active mosquitoes, they support garden health, add beauty and song, and contribute to balanced ecosystems that naturally limit mosquito populations. At dusk, a simple herbal smudge offers localized protection. In a ventilated metal can or ceramic dish, place dried rosemary, sage, lavender, or similar kitchen herbs with a charcoal disc. The gentle, pleasant smoke creates a mosquito-free zone of about 10 feet. It smells warm and inviting, like holiday kitchens, and does not disturb nighttime honeybees already in hives. Stepping back reveals the larger context. Mosquitoes cause more human deaths annually than any other creature. They transmit West Nile virus, now in every state, Eastern equine encephalitis, and malaria, which still kills over 500,000 people yearly, mostly children. Conventional monthly chemical spraying is profitable for companies, but harms beneficial insects. Honeybee declines partly result from broad-spectrum chemicals used in suburban yards. The described system, BTI buckets, dunks, essential oil sprays, smudges, and weekly walks, costs far less than one professional visit. It establishes in one weekend and maintains indefinitely without contracts or harm to pollinators and pets. This wisdom developed from necessity in communities without easy access to commercial services. Mosquito issues are fundamentally water issues, solvable with $17 and consistent attention. This weekend, begin with a full property walk and source reduction, dumping every possible water container. Place 3 dark buckets in hidden spots, each with water, grass clippings, and mosquito bits. Add dunks to persistent water features and gutters. Invest in a pump sprayer and oils to treat resting sites. Initial setup costs about $60 with seasonal costs under $30 thereafter. Soon, peaceful evenings become possible without mosquitoes, while honeybees, butterflies, and family enjoy the space safely. Viewers are encouraged to share in comments their location and current mosquito challenges. Reports on setting up buckets and results are particularly valuable. Traditional communities have long understood this effectiveness. This information reaches those never shown these time-tested methods.